Iniquity can cause a man to forget his destiny. Can cause a man to forget his destiny, to forget his family. Have you seen people that walk away from their family? I went for a crusade. And I said, the Lord is showing me that there are people here, certain members of your family are lost. Where are the people? So about 9 people came out. I said, well, the reason why I'm saying that is because those people will begin to come back. One among these people, he was so lost that the mother wanted to leave, and the only way she could leave was that they had to dig a grave, cut plantain, plantain stem, and put it in a coffin and bury it okay, we are burying him. So that she can leave, she can forget. Because as long as they have not done that burial, the woman cannot leave. So they had to do that, and he helped her. Do you know that after that meeting, we began to call the lost? 1 week later, that guy that they did the grave for, he appeared from Togo. From Togo. About 28 years gone, came back with a wife and came back with children. Iniquity can make a man forget. He came back 1 week later. The pastor that invited me called me and said, you don't even know what is happening here right now. You don't know. A man that is considered dead was, meanwhile the others came back, but the one that touched them was not the others, it was this guy. They had done something like a burial to represent his exit, and we prayed, and he came back to him, his senses, and began to desire to come back home after 28 years. Iniquity can make a man forget his destiny. I've seen people that in Bible school, they are training us to become ministers, and the person got offended because something happened and he walked away. That was how the person walked away from his calling. The reason why it was easy was because there was iniquity. Wow. He walked away. And then many years later, he saw me burning with the flame of Jesus on a crusade ground, and he remembered that he was called. I don't know what you have forgot. You have decided to walk away from something, and it's not God's will for you to walk away. You are going to go back there. In the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ. Satan uses iniquity to build a case against you in the court of heaven. You know, we saw 2 Samuel chapter 21 verse 1 to 6, where we saw a situation where there was famine in the land, and the reason for the famine was because of Saul's bloody house. The covenant that Saul broke was 700 years old. The time the covenant was broken was 17 years before David's reign, and Satan did not press charges for 17 years. He waited for the reign of David, and that was when Satan went to press charges, because Satan will not press charges until the harvest is the brightest, the harvest is the biggest. So he may not even press charges in your generation. He will wait for the brightest moment. He say, okay, now I throw in my card. Yes, I have a case. 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 Now, so let me end by taking you to the book of Isaiah chapter 53. Even though we'll begin to consider, are you there? So that is iniquity. All right, let me just define the rest. Transgression means violating the boundary line. Violating the boundary line. And the boundary line in this case are the commandments of God. Okay? 1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 24. Can you put that on the screen? 1 Samuel 15 verse 24. And Saul said unto Samuel, I have sinned, and I have transgressed the commandment of the Lord. Every time the word transgression is mentioned, there is a reference point to either commandments or statutes or judgments. Alright, so the judgment is supposed to keep you contained within a certain boundary line. In order to trespass that boundary line, compromise that boundary line, makes you guilty of trespass. The laws of God are designed to keep us contained in the arena of grace and not to violate that arena of grace. So whenever that arena of grace is violated, the offense is tantamount to a transgression. Okay? So it's violating, it's very easy, it's violating a boundary line. And all forms of transgressions amount to rebellion. Okay? Sin, theologically, sin is missing the mark or falling short of the mark. Romans chapter 3 verse 23. Romans chapter 3 verse 23, for all have sinned. What's the consequence? They fell short of the glory of God. So the glory of God is supposed to be the habitat for man. The realm of glory was supposed to be the habitat for man, but because of sin, man became short of attaining unto glory, which is supposed to be his habitat. So you will notice that in the book of Romans chapter 8, he now says that there that he did foreknew, them he also called, and them that he called, them he justified, and those that he justified, them he what? He glorified. So glorification was the idea of God for man. But you see, when sin came, we now missed the mark. We were now sentenced to operate short of what God intended. Right? Missing the mark. And I can show you scriptures of many scriptures of missing the mark. And if we go to the book of Zacharias, you're going to see several angels that their duty is to measure. They measure. That's all they do, day and night. So the day you begin to obey God, then you are entitled to more territory. So there's a new measurement. And the day you start disobeying God, then you lose territory, lose ground, then there's a new measurement. And the reason why the angels are active, moving up and down, is because we're unstable. We're unstable. Our instability, oh my God, makes them active. They are measuring every day because the lengths, they are changing. Changing. But if God begins to work on your life and you begin to gain mileage in the right direction, heaven rejoices, because your own measurement is forward ever and backward never. Are you there? So sin is missing the mark. So we have marks, we have measurements, we have expectation, and we have requirements, and sin makes us to miss them. Do you just remember what Paul says, that he presses towards the mark of the high calling? So even your calling has marks, it has measurements in it, and everyone that is thus minded needs to begin to press towards the mark. Any situation that makes us fall short of the expectation, that situation amounts to sin. For instance, in Romans chapter 6 captures now that you are born again. Previous chapters captures the reality that was obtainable when you were not yet saved, and all the dynamics of redemption. And then when he got to chapter 6, it is now that you are saved. Now that you are saved, the first issue that you need to talk about, the first issue that you must have a position about, is about sin. Shall we continue in sin, that grace may abound? Because, are you there? Yeah. Then he answers it and says, God forbid. How is it that we that are dead to sin will live